So today I'm actually super excited because we're going to talk about one of my favorite blasters, and that is the Longshot CS-6. You might notice it's missing its huge front barrel blaster. I had a box full of stuff that I reclaimed from my parents' attic, and I think that's actually been left. So I'll actually be able to have its full component here soon, but as some of us know, it's not really worth grabbing. It's not that great. A lot of people have ditched it, and they've actually started selling these again under the Zombie Strike line with a different paint job and stuff, and they've done exactly this to it, in that there's no underbarrel, really crappy blaster, and they've taken the bipod off as well. For those who may not know, it used to come with a bipod integral in it, and it would fold out, and this was kind of like the first Nerf sniper blaster sort of thing, in that like it came with a big old scope, and it, you know, I'm just holding that in place. I don't know anybody who disliked this blaster. Easy as that. So very cool, very classic. It's a good size for. I'm gonna get rid of the scope. I love the scope. I don't use it with this. Y'all might, if those of y'all who are familiar with my channel, I've used this in a video. This is completely stock because I hadn't done nothing to it yet. But after that video, after me playing it, here's a link to that video if you haven't seen it. Whoa, I will eventually learn what annotations are and how they work. You'll notice that I was struggling with it. So I'll talk about some mods that I want to do with it. This is definitely well loved. You might be able to tell. Like, I've got a little bit of spray paint blitz on it. That was definitely when we were doing our HVZ days, and I would ditch my blasters because this is the sling point right here. Oh, okay, there's one up here too, but I tend to single point in the rear, so it's tactical. It's got a stock storage. It's adjustable right here. It's not super great in that when it's out and you tend to be going hard with the ambidextrous bolt, it is bolt action. Essentially, it's spring powered. You can have that collapse on you. It will hold a magazine. It came with 2 mags. Actually, something I really liked when I was younger was I would pretend to like be Master Chief and just because of that. Now, obviously, I'm not firing anything, and now we have a Halo MA5 something blaster, so I don't have to pretend with the Longshot anymore. I can pretend with that. Anyway, it's got a top rail up here for the scope, but it is compatible with any of the new blasters pieces, because that's something I love about it. That's a regulator thing. It can either be a no magnification scope, or it can be a barrel attachment. So you can definitely make the Longshot look super cool by just adding stuff to it. One of my personal favorites was, of course, one of the personal favorites I had at the time because I didn't have a choice, was putting a recon barrel on it. It kind of made it more snipery to me, as opposed to the really awkward. When you're that young and like smaller framed, this is generally where that grip would have been. That's a long reach for someone to like. And this with this extended too. No, I thought that'd be fine, but the Spectre barrel made it look really cool to me. A modder's favorite, in that there's so many 3D printed kits to either make this like. There's some people that are CNC aluminum, like just casting bodies for this, because folks love them. They're fun to use. There's pump action kits where people put, I've seen people put recon slides here and then mount some arms to the bolts here to make a pump action. I've seen people use this, they'll take the stock off and they'll cut this bit off and put like a toy chainsaw and make this look like the Lancer from Gears of War. I think Drac has one in the back of in his studio. Maybe not his new studio since he's got new recording stuff, but you know, and that's a cool mod. And that's actually why I took the bipod off, is because I wanted to turn this into a Lancer. But I'm a wee little baby when it comes to modding, and I was afraid that I would mess something up, and then I wouldn't have my Longshot anymore. So if I thrift one, I'm definitely going to do stuff to it. But, and you know, my opinion for most of my blasters have been, oh, I love it, you know, it's easily one of my favorite. This is legitimately one of my favorite blasters, but it is because of pure nostalgia. Like, this was another one of those, like, oh my, I have X amount in allowance, that's cool. I gotta save up to get the Longshot, and it's been worth it. It's still with me. I've been using it. It's a workhorse. Again, it's still run. I mean, if anything, the darts I'm feeding it now are way better than the ones back then. And that's just a cool look to me. Like, it's very... Bro, I can't even put my thoughts into words. It's just cool. Longshot's neat. So one thing you could do is, like, ride the bolt back here. I personally like to do this and operate, like, classic bolt action style. But folks could, you know, operate it, like, one hand... Let me do it towards the camera. One hand on the bolt, and then fire. Since it has no trigger guard, I would just... That wasn't toward the range, but... And just, like... Not even put my hand on the grip. If I really needed fire, like, put darts down range. You do have a dart access right here. Something that I wanted to do, but again, was too cowardly to do, was to get rid of that access tray and take off this top rail and basically have almost like an M1 Garand to where I could just shove dart. It was the Infinius before the Infinius was announced, but you know, hipster cred right here. But load the mag and go to town with it. Or have it where, when I pull the bolt back, this would also come back. Yeah, it's more moving parts, and it would likely gum up eventually. Lord knows this thing gummed up enough while I was playing that HVZ game. The one from the video, not ages ago. I mean, it probably did then, too, because I was running streamlines, but, you know, whatever. Something I think would also be neat, but it's likely not feasible. Let's put one of these bad boys on it. Like... I don't know what the general opinion is in the Nerf community about these boxes and these belts. I love them. I love them. This is up there in my favorite blasters. This one specifically. Really just long shots in general. They're worth getting. I don't know if the Zombie Strike one is like elite or anything like that. But you may have... Actually, I don't know if it's in that video or not. There is a bit in when I was recording where I was using this at an SCNC event, and there was a kid who, like, literally a child, was like, I would shoot, and it wasn't doing so well, and he's like, hey, have you done anything to that? And I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, you probably should. And I was sitting there, and, like, I was like, no, I mean, he's right, I want to give him that. But I sat there and thought about it, I'm like, this blaster is very likely older than that kid was, and, like, it's weird to know that when I was his age, I was buying this. So this has kind of stuck with me throughout the years, and I can't bring myself to work on it because I can't guarantee that I'm a very consistent builder. I like building props, I like building cosplay stuff, but I can't guarantee that. That's from building from the ground up. I don't know if I can modify. So once I get confident in it, that's when I'll start working on it. But that being said, that's the Longshot CS-6. Is it worth getting? Lord, yes. Full stop. Retail, non-retail, I don't care. They're so much fun. And I don't think I'm the only one who'll say that. Also kind of like a G36 a little bit. I mean, maybe not with this, like, block back here. But it's got tons of plunger space. It's great for modding. Obviously, since I'm not super great at it, that's obviously me just spouting off what I read. But that makes me excited to get started. So that's what I have to say about the Longshot. I really could continue because I could just keep talking in circles about, oh, I love it. Remember I did this neat thing, what I want to do with it, whatever. So I'm just going to nip myself in the bud right there. So anyway, if you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe and share the video with somebody in your life who likes Nerf. Whatever. If you guys have had a Longshot and remember it fondly, leave a comment in the comments down below. If you had one and hated it, tell me about it. Please. Like, I would like a dissenting opinion. Or if you got any neat modification ideas for me, because I am taking all comers. So, yeah. My other social media is in the box down below. My brother and I started a podcast recently. We're on our first episode, but we did get approved by Apple or iTunes, so we're very excited. Our next step is Spotify. We're also on Google Play. Done. And so it's called Ketchup with Crab Legs. Crab legs is one word. Check us out. I don't talk about Nerf, but we talk about a bunch of other crap. Tune in soon to the next video. It's probably going to be tomorrow. So, thank you for watching.